Home sweet home is the ultimate place to rest, refit, and most importantly, enjoy family life. All of us put in the utmost effort to keep our homes tidy, free of any disturbance, and provide a conducive environment for a comfortable living. But these efforts are not always successful. Nature keeps on interrupting the overall atmosphere. Bad weather can make our surroundings muddy. Certain living beings can intrude our houses and make a terrible situation. One of these can be different types of menacing bugs. These can be meal-moths, ticks, mosquitoes, and several other kinds of creepy crawlies. They can make life quite miserable for you, especially if they're present in a huge number. Before we get started, be sure to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Let's begin. Number 10. The bed-bug-ridden bedroom. Finding bugs on your bed might be the most disturbing sight in the entire world. They don't let you have a sigh of relief or even any sleep, even if you're extremely tired. Pest Control Town Committee released this extremely frightening video of an insanely infested bed. It's rightfully termed the sickest bed bug job in the Syracuse locality of New York. Just one look at it will have you running for your life. The owner of the house requested pest control people to handle the situation. On entering the affected house, the pest exterminators witnessed the worst bug-infested house they'd ever seen. They faced no difficulty in assessing the infestation as they could see numerous bedbugs on the curtains. They immediately checked the bed, which was full of bugs, feces, and bloodstains. The team instinctively turned over the bed and they saw the mammoth mass of bedbugs inhabiting the bed frame. They had to work extra hard to clean up this house and will probably have nightmares about this for the rest of their lives. Number 9. Invasion of the honeybees. Honeybees are the most diligent and useful insects on planet Earth. They work hard and produce honey. It's no secret that our planet depends on honeybees. It's conventional to find honeybees on trees, but it's not every day you find a horde of them in a ceiling. A Canadian resident of Ontario, Leonardi, saw something dripping from a crack in her ceiling, but she didn't bother much about it. However, after a few days, she learnt something quite unusual when her husband found swarms of bees humming around outside their front door. Subsequently, they could see fresh cracks in their ceilings and a strange-looking sticky liquid dripping from there. The substance was identified as sweet honey. To their amazement, they found out that the first-floor ceiling was fully infested with honeybees. There were 2 massive honeybee colonies in the ceiling. Beekeepers were called in who worked for over 6 hours scraping the honeycomb off the ceiling. They discovered that the bee population in the house numbered approximately 80,000 and recovered about 322 pounds of honeycomb. Surprisingly, the bees were very docile and friendly, as neither the residents nor the beekeepers were stung during the process. Number 8. Attack of the brown recluse. Brian and Susan Trossachs confronted great misery when they purchased their new home in 2007. Probably without knowing much, they bought the house infested by unwanted but quite dangerous guests. Within the first few initial days of their house occupation, they found spiders coming out of various parts of the walls. The lovely couple got terrified and contacted an exterminator to help. Getting rid of spiders is no easy job. They had to battle for about 4 years to overcome the spider army, which comprised brown recluses. At one stage, the population of spiders in their house numbered over 5,000 individuals. It must have been a daunting task to live among the spiders. Number 7. The infested apartment complex. In 2016, an apartment complex in Augusta, Maine was reported to face unbearable bedbug infestation. The severity of the problem forced the city to enforce an emergency ordinance. The community bathrooms and shared common areas in the apartment complex provided an open playing field to the bugs. They moved around unhindered from one building to another. Resultantly, there was not a single corner free of bugs. They were roaming on the walls, floors, bathrooms, kitchens, bedrooms, etc. Keeping in view the enormity of the menace, a special city task force of professionals was brought in to clear the area. Perhaps it was the most horrific bedbug infestation witnessed by the city so far. Number 6. The Battle of the Australian Spider Beetle. Mandy Mickelson, a resident of Spring Hill Park, Calitron Island, lived in her home with 3 school-going children, until one fateful day an army of Australian beetle bugs forced the family to vacate their home. That day they were enjoying the food. Mandy noticed that the kitchen tablecloth was dampened. She turned it over and was disgusted to see hundreds of Australian spider beetles crawling there. She rushed to the adjoining room, removed the couch and turned over its cloth. She could not withstand the agonizing scene of thousands of Australian beetle bugs that just sprung out of the sofa. Frightened, Mandy and her 3 children immediately picked up and rushed to her parents' house. She got her home fumigated. Despite 5 back-to-back rounds of fumigation, she still could find some spider beetles crawling in the house. She couldn't get rid of the bugs nor her fear. Finally, tired of the futile efforts, she decided to sell the house and get rid of the menace forever. Interestingly, beetle bugs won the battle due to their strong resistance. Number 5. The stink bug takeover. Stink bugs are common insects, but can you imagine that they managed to force a family to abandon their native residence? A farmer family faced such a situation when stink bugs launched an offensive on their house. These bugs are quite common to the area, but their invasive nature makes life quite miserable for the locals. Stink bug infestation on this farm surpassed average incidents taking place in the area. Their population had increased so much that residents couldn't even move out of the house without experiencing bug attacks. Stink bugs were found in every nook and cranny of the house. The walls, bedrooms, toilets, windows, and even the cars were not spared. The farmer can be seen struggling with stink bugs while being interviewed by the news people. Stink bugs are not docile and harmless. They have a pungent smell and also bite human beings. Farm residents have been bitten by the bugs on several occasions. Although a marked drop in local temperature is expected to result in the demise of these bugs, authorities have warned the farmer to be ready to face another bug onslaught once the temperature starts rising. Let the family prepare for fighting bugs during the next season. Number 4. Bedbug berries. Bedbug infestation is an everyday complaint faced by pest controller Laurie McCarthy of Bug Boys. He, along with his team, has experienced the bedbug is the most notorious for house infestation. In Maryland, USA, he confronted quite a terrifying situation in a house that he claimed to be the worst bug infestation he had ever seen. He found the bedroom inundated with bedbugs that were freely crawling in every nook and corner of the room. They were on mattresses, chairs, cushions, curtains, etc. During his 25 years of service as an exterminator, McCarthy had never come across such a wholesome bedbug infestation. The most hilarious thing he shared was related to the house owner, who still used to sleep comfortably on the bug-infested bed. Someone needs to solve the mystery of how this daredevil house owner managed to enjoy sleep among the bedbug colony. Number 3. The historic cockroach swarm. Cockroaches can be considered the king of all scary bugs, and hardly any homeowner can claim they haven't encountered them. However, the worst cockroach infestation of recorded history was reported in 1979 in Shanty, New York. The New York Pest Department was called to handle this unusual situation. On reaching the site, the officers cautiously dismounted from their car. The moment they stepped out, they were confronted by a serious challenge as the cockroaches swarmed around them. They probably wished they'd never come. The entire house was overwhelmed by the cockroaches, and they were leisurely spilling out of the house. Even trees were fully covered by the cockroaches, and one could hardly see the street nor the building, which resembled a 5-star hotel reserved for cockroaches. Police immediately requested exterminator Harry Belinda to clear the area. During an interview with the media, Harry informed that the cockroach population in the building was surely in the millions. A 64-year resident of the building who lived in the swarm was rescued and taken to the hospital. She'd been severely bitten by the cockroaches. She was administered treatment. Her certain body parts were so badly affected by cockroach bites that she succumbed to death. Any reminder of the cockroach swarming incident of 1979 in New York results in involuntary shuddering of exterminators' bodies. Number 2. Ticking time bomb. Ticks can play havoc in a house and make the owner's life miserable. Lieutenant Colonel Chob Chirac was posted to the U.S. Marine base Okinawa in Japan. He, along with his family, planned to move into the house immediately. Perhaps they were the unwelcome guests, as the house had already been taken over by the immense population of ticks. The situation they encountered was like a horrible nightmare. They were welcomed by ticks everywhere, on the roofs, cupboards, bathrooms, and storerooms. The family was disgusted as well as terrified. Within a short duration, the magnitude of the infestation grew rapidly. They mustered the courage to call in exterminators who identified these to be brown dot ticks, famous for infesting buildings. The exterminators started cleaning the house. However, it was soon realized that it had been the most horrific case of tick infestation they'd ever experienced. The house was fumigated and the family came back. But to their utter surprise, the situation proved to be even worse than the first occupation. The courtyard and adjoining areas were littered with dead ticks, but most agonizing was the presence of ticks in the living room in much more strength than the last time. The family could not put up a brave show and decided to abandon the house for good. Number 1. Cockroach Armageddon. Professional insect exterminators get training to face the worst situation. However, despite their preparations, sometimes they're flabbergasted by the magnitude of calamity faced. The house in question has experienced unprecedented infestation by cockroaches. There was not a single place where cockroaches were not found. Exterminators were called in to eradicate the bug colony in the house. They came with cameras. One of the exterminators managed to film the house, which provided an opportunity to the people to see how terrifying the presence of ugly cockroaches can be. The house was filth-ridden and provided a most conducive environment for excessive breeding of cockroaches. As we can see from the coverage of the camera, cockroaches can be seen walking in the sink, cooking utensils, filthy dishes, almirahs and corners of the counter. Cockroaches are also creeping from the door frames and cracks in the walls. Professional exterminators started their cleansing process, but it was not an easy job. Gradually, they found that the problem was quite complicated. With the onset of the extermination process, cockroaches started creeping out from everywhere. The ground was littered with hundreds of dead cockroaches. Video provided that thousands of cockroaches had used this house as their residence. The enormous population of cockroaches found in this house earned this video the topmost position among the worst bug-infested houses. We hope you enjoyed this gross account of bug infestations. Do tell us in the comments which one freaked you out the most. You can view our other videos on different interesting topics. These would add to your knowledge and most likely amuse you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you all next time.